Hello, I'm going to deal today with the logical instructions of 8051, wherein in this particular logical instructions you are going to see the byte level operations. That means whatever the logical operation, maybe the AND operation, OR operation, XOR operation, the clear operation or the complement operation, you are going to have the operation on the byte. That means on the whole 8-bit data, the source and the destination data will be made to perform the logical operations like. Okay, so here first the AND logically, the AND operation, right? AND logically, I think you all know the operation, the gate AND gate operation. What it is going to do, say if A and B are the datas, say 0 0, then the output is going to be 0, 0 1, the output will be 0, 1 0, the output is going to be 0, 1 1, then the output is going to be 1. So this is going to be the truth table of the AND operation. So what's going to happen, no doubt it's going to perform the AND operation between the byte. Each bit will be performed the AND operation and the result is going to be placed in the destination thing. Okay, so here this is an instruction wherein you're going to have the destination as the accumulator. The destination is the accumulator, and how I'm going to specify the source, it is say immediate addressing mode. It can use either the register addressing mode, the direct addressing mode and the indirect addressing mode. I'm going to discuss all the four now. So here what's going to happen, the immediate data, whatever is specified, 8-bit data, will get ANDed with the contents of the accumulator, and the result is going to be placed in the accumulator. One thing you should have in mind, we are performing the logical operation. So the carry flag, the auxiliary carry flag and the overflow flag is not going to get affected. The only flag which gets affected, because I am changing the data in the accumulator data is getting affected. Only the parity flag is going to get affected. Okay, so here the immediate data, let me take an example. Say the immediate A comma hash 0 F hex. This is an 8-bit data which I have taken. And accumulator, say previously accumulator is loaded with certain data. Say it is 10 hex. Accumulator is having 10 hex. And I am going to perform the AND operation between the source and the destination. What is the content of the accumulator? The accumulator is having 10 hex. And what is the source? The source is 0f hex. So between these two data, the AND operation is going to be performed and the result is going to be placed in the accumulator. So let me show it. So the source is 0f hex. So let me write 0 0 0 0. It is 0. And what is the equivalent for F? F is 1 1 1 1. Okay. Now accumulator is preloaded with 10 hex. So let me write the equivalent binary for 10 hex. That is 0 0 0 1. This is 1. And 0 is equal to 0 0 0 0. So between these two 8-bit datas, between these two bytes, the AND operation is going to be performed. One is ANDed with 0. So remember, if any one of the input is 0, then the output is going to be 0 in the AND operation. So 1 0 is 0, 1 0 is 0, 1 0 is 0, 0 1 is 0, and this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. Okay, so what is the result which I am going to have in the destination after the execution of this instruction? It is going to be 0 0 hex. It's going to be 0 0 hex. See, we are going to use this particular AND operation, AND logical operation, whenever I want to mask either a bit or a nibble or the whole byte. Whenever I want to do the masking. Masking means making that particular bit equal to 0 in the result. So in that case, I am going to prefer the AND operation. Okay, so this is going to be the example how the AND operation is going to be performed between the source and the destination. Which particular flag is going to get affected? It is the only parity flag, because I am not performing any arithmetic operation over here. Okay, so here the source how I have specified is immediate addressing mode. So the instruction belongs to immediate addressing mode, and the length of the instruction, you can see over here, this is user defined data. So this is going to take 1 byte, and the opcode, the format for this one, it is going to take 1 byte, and the total length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes. Right? Which flag is going to get affected? Usually none of the flags are going to get affected. Yakantandre yaವಾಗ ಏನು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಾರ್ದೇನೆ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟರ್ ದೊಳಗೆ ಬರೀ ಡಾಟಾ ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೇನೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಿಟಿ ಫ್ಲಾಗ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So usually you are going to see that none of the flags are going to get affected, but you should know that the parity flag is going to get affected when the data is changed in the accumulator, when the data is loaded in the accumulator. So this is going to be the AND operation, wherein the source is specified as immediate data. Let me go for the next type of the instruction, wherein I am going to go for the register addressing. The register addressing. You can see over here how I have specified the source. I have specified the source in a register. That means from R0 to R7, any one of the register, it's left to you. Yavado on the register I have loaded the data, right? The content of that particular register will get added with the contents of the accumulator, and the result is going to be placed in the accumulator. Say, let me give an example for this one. Say, I'm going to take the register, say R3. Okay, I'm loading R3 with certain data. Say for example, AA hex. I'm loading R3, the working register, because I have written over here Rn. N can take up the value 0 to 7 because we have 8 working registers. Okay, I have loaded R3 with AA hex. Now this particular instruction is having an error. What is that error? See, the number is starting with A. That means it's an alphabet. If the number starts by an alphabet, then it should be preceded with 0 to indicate that A is not an alphabet, A is a number. And the it should be preceded with 0. Okay, I have written over there. So when this instruction gets executed, R3 will be loaded with the specified data, another AA hex. Now if I write move into the accumulator, say let me take 5 hex, certain data, anything from 00 to FF, yav data bekadru tagobodu. I have loaded accumulator with 5 hex. I have loaded accumulator with 5 hex. Now if I write and logically A, R3, so what's going to happen? In R3, I am having data AA hex. Let me write the equivalent. AA antandre 1010. This is going to be the AA binary equivalent. 5 hex. 5 is 0101. This is 15, and this is 010155 hex. When this instruction gets executed, the contents of R3, this is the content of R3, and this is the content of the accumulator, both are going to get added, and the result is going to be like this. So 0 added with 1 is 0, 1 added with 0 is 0, 0 added with 1, it is 0, 1 added with 0, it is 0, again a 0, 1 added with 0 is a 0, 0, 0. So what I am going to have over here, the result which will be placed in the accumulator is this one, that is 00 hex. This is the meaning and an example of ANL A, Rn. See in the question paper, if you get a question on this one, explain what happens when this instruction gets executed. No need to write move R3, move A. You can assume directly like this. You can write let R3 be equal to AA hex and accumulator be equal to any data 5 hex. And ANL A, R3 antand idana torsi. If you write that, since there are no ones, under even number of ones, the parity flag will be equal to 0, and the accumulator content will be equal to 00 hex. Antand baradre andre it's going to be a complete answer. So what type of addressing mode it is using? It's using register addressing mode. The length of the instruction is going to be 1 byte. The length of the instruction will be 1 byte, and the parity flag is going to get affected. So this is move A, Rn. So now the third instruction of the same instruction using the different addressing mode. Say let me take the direct addressing mode. ANL A, direct. See, The source, how I am specifying? I am specifying that the address which I have given in the instruction, the address which I have specified it as a part of the instruction is having certain data. That particular memory location is loaded with certain data. That particular data should be added with the contents of the accumulator. Say, let me take an example. Say in 30 hex memory location. In 30 hex memory location, I have loaded certain data, say 11 hex. Now, if I want to give the example for this one, I'll write like this: ANL A, 30 hex. ANL A, 30 hex. A, 30 hex. So here, this particular number, a number without a hash sign, ಏನಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? It's an address of the memory location. So 30 hex is having certain data. 30 hex is having certain data 11. And the accumulator ANL A, direct. Okay. So here the source which I have specified is the address of the memory location where the data is residing. The content of that particular memory location will get added with the contents of the accumulator, and the result is going to be placed in the accumulator. Let me take the example. Say move 30 hex, hash 11 hex. That means I have loaded 11 hex in the internal RAM. That is 30 hex. Okay. And let me load in the accumulator certain data. Say 0F hex. I have loaded accumulator with 0F hex. Now if I write ANL A, direct. What is the address now? The address is 30x. Address is 30x. So what's going to happen? The content of 30x. Content of 30x is another 11. 11 will get added with the contents of the accumulator, that is 0f hex, and the result will be placed in the accumulator, that is 0f hex will be added with the 11, and I am going to have 1, and this is going to be 0. 0 is mask. So 0, 1 I am going to have as a result in the accumulator. So this is how the ANL A, direct instruction is going to work. So here the addressing mode used is direct addressing mode. Length of the instruction you can see over here. Here I am going to specify the internal RAM address. So this requires 1 byte, and the opcode for this particular instruction format is going to take 1 byte, and the total length of the instruction is 2 byte. And since the content of the accumulator is going to get changed according to the result or whenever the data is loaded, the parity flag is going to get affected. Now, same instruction with a different addressing mode wherein I am going to specify the source operand indirectly. You can see over here RI. I can take up the value 0 or 1. I can take up the value 0 or 1 because only R0 and R1 are going to be used as internal memory pointers, internal RAM memory pointers. They are going to hold the address of the internal RAM. Okay, so the content of R0 or R1, whichever I have used, is nothing but the address of the memory location, and the content of that particular memory location is nothing but the source data, and that particular data will get added with the contents of the accumulator. Indirectly I am specifying the data that in R0 or R1 we are having an address, and in that particular address there is a data. Take that particular data and add it with the contents of the accumulator and place the result in the accumulator. Let me take the example. Say in 30 hex memory location I have loaded certain data 0f hex. I have loaded certain data 0f hex. Now move accumulator hash 04 hex. Accumulator again data hakonini 04 hex hakonini. And now I'll write move in R1 R0 ಅಥವಾ R1 ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಈಗ ಸದ್ಯ ನಾನು ಏನು ತಗೊಂಡೇನಿ R1 ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡೇನಿ. ಮೂವ್ R1 hash. See what number I have to load in the memory pointer is nothing but the address where I have loaded the data. Where I have loaded the data? I have loaded the data in 30x memory location. So this particular address should be loaded as immediate data. That is 30 hex. Next, now if I write ANL A, at R1, at R1. So you cannot take R0 over here. Why? Because I have initialized R1 as a memory pointer. So you have to take R1. If you think that I can take up the value 0 or 1, I can either use R0 or R1. No, not like that. So if you have initialized R1 as a memory pointer, then you have to take at R1 only. Here taking R1 and here writing at R0. It's not going to be a correct one. Okay, at R1 is having certain data, that is 30x. It is not the data, it is the address of the memory location, right? 30x. It is having certain data, that is 0fx. So the content of R1, that is 0f, will get added with the contents of the accumulator. What accumulator is having? 04x. Now the AND operation is going to take this between the two bytes. F is ANDed with 4, so I am going to get 4 over here, and 0 is ANDed with 0, I am going to have 0 over here. So if I want to elaborate, 0, 0, 0. Okay, F is 1, 1, 1, 1. Fine. 0, 4. 0, 0, 0, 0. This is 0. And 4 is 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, now you perform the AND operation. Wherever you have 0, you are going to have 0 as the output. 1, 1, you are going to have 1. So all others are going to be the zeros. So what is the result? The result is 0, 4. Where it will be stored? It will be stored in the accumulator. So this is going to be the meaning or how I am going to use the AND instruction. As I have said before, AND instructions are going to be used whenever I want to perform the masking. Okay, masking means making that particular bit or the nibble or the whole byte equal to 0. So that is going to be the thing. Now the type of the addressing mode where the instruction is using is indirect addressing mode. The length of the instruction is going to be 1 byte. Since the content of the accumulator is getting affected, the parity flag is be affected. Okay, so this is going to be ANL, A comma at RI. You have seen that ANL A instruction is supported by all the 4 addressing modes. That is immediate addressing mode, the register addressing mode, direct addressing mode, and the indirect addressing mode. Now we'll go for the same AND instruction only, but here the source will be, say here, accumulator, and the destination is going to be the address. Just the data how I have specified in the instruction is different, that's it. Here the source operand is in accumulator and the destination operand is in the internal RAM. Okay, so here what is going to happen? Whatever the content of the accumulator is there, that will get ANDed with the contents of the internal RAM, and the result is going to be placed in the internal RAM only. It's going to be placed in the internal RAM. Let me take the example. Say if I write like this, in 20 hex memory location, I have loaded certain data, say 0fx. In one data hakodini 20 hex anno memory location game data hakini 0fx. And say I have loaded in the accumulator certain data, say f0hex. Again, you should be careful enough that if the number starts by an alphabet, to indicate that it is not an alphabet, it's a number, it should be preceded with a 0. I have written a 0. Now it's correct. Now if I write ANL, where is the data? In 20 hex, and another data is there in the accumulator. What is there in the accumulator? F0x. What is there in the 20 hex memory location is 0fx. So now the AND operation is going to take between the content of the accumulator and the 20 hex memory location. What accumulator is having? It is having F0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. That is F0. What 20 hex is having? It's having 0fx. So 0, 0, 0. F is equal to 1, 1, 1, 1. So now between these two, you are going to have the AND operation, and you can see over here, you are going to get the result as 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So the whole result is going to be 0, 0. Where the result is going to be stored? The result is going to be stored in the address, the direct address, which is specified in the instruction. So this is going to be the different kind of the previous. When you compare it, there the accumulator was the destination, but here the memory location is the destination. So here this particular instruction is supported by direct addressing mode. Okay, what is the length of the instruction? You can see here The address is going to be user defined, so it's going to take 1 byte, and the opcode is going to take 1 byte. So the total length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes. And which flag is affected? Only the parity flag is going to get affected. Now, the next instruction, wherein you can see over here the source operand, that is the data, is a part of the instruction which is specified as the immediate data. Another data is that I have specified the address of the memory location in the instruction only where the data is residing. And I am saying perform the AND operation. And the immediate data specified will get ANDed with the contents of the internal RAM whose address is specified in the instruction only, and the result is going to be placed in the destination address. Let me take the example. Consider that, assume that 30 hex is having certain data, 70 hex. It's having 70 hex. And if I write now ANL 30 hex comma hash 0F hex. Now what's going to happen? 0F will get added with the content of 30 hex. What is there in the 30 hex? That is 70 hex. What is 7? 7 is 0, 1, 1, 1, 7. And 0 is 0, 0, 0, 0. Right? I have written the binary equivalent. So you can see over here, the final result is going to be 0, 0, 0, 0. And where this particular result is going to be stored? The result is going to be stored in the internal RAM, that is the destination address, that is 30 hex. So this is going to be the AND operation. We'll move on to the next instruction which performs the basic OR operation between the bytes. Okay, so here we are going to have the opcode, that is ORL, or logically. I think you all remember the OR gate operation. Let me write the truth table over here. A, B are the two inputs and Y is the output. If both the inputs are 0, 0, then the output is going to be 0. If it is 0, 1, the output will be 1, 1, 0, the output will be 1, 1, 1, the output will be 1. So what it says, if any one of the input is high, or if both the inputs are high, the output will be high, and if both the inputs are 0, the output will be 0. This is going to be the truth table of the OR operation. Okay. Now, whatever we are going to explain, the operation is between the bytes only, but each bit will be performed the OR operation, and finally I am going to get the result over there. So ORL, or logically. Okay, here in the place of the destination I am going to have the accumulator, and how I am going to specify the source, it all depends upon the 4 addressing modes. That is, it may be the immediate addressing mode, it may be the register addressing mode, it may be the direct addressing mode, or it may be the indirect addressing mode. Okay, first let me take the immediate addressing mode. ORL A, hash data. Okay, so what's going to happen when this instruction gets executed? The immediate data specified in the instruction gets ORed with the contents of the accumulator, and the result is going to be placed in the accumulator. Let me give an example for this one. Say move into the accumulator hash, say 0F hex. Accumulator again load madini 0F hex. Now if I write ORL A, hash 0F0 hex. That means I have loaded accumulator with F0 and I have loaded accumulator with 0F hex, and I am making the OR operation between the contents of the accumulator and the immediate data, that is F0 hex. Okay, what is there in the accumulator? Accumulator is having 0F. Because I have loaded 0F. What it is? 0, 0, 0, 0, and F is 1, 1, 1, 1. Fine. Now the immediate data specified in the instruction, what it is? It is F0. So it is 1, 1, 1, 1, equivalent of F, and 0 is 0, 0, 0, 0. So what you are going to have? You are going to perform the OR operation bitwise, but the whole byte will be performed the OR operation. Okay. So now I'm going to have this is 1 because any one of the input is high, then the output will be high. So I'm going to have over here, F, where the result is going to be stored. The result is going to be stored in the accumulator. So this is going to be the operation or how this particular ORL A comma hash data instruction works. Okay, so here it is performing the OR operation. Whenever I want to cascade two datas, then I'm going to go for the OR operation. We are going to see later on after the instruction set how we have to write the programs. There you can understand what the cascading means or what the masking means. Okay, now the addressing mode which is specified over here, it is immediate addressing mode. The length of the instruction is, say this is going to take 1 byte and the opcode is going to take 1 byte. So total length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes. And which flag is going to get affected without performing the arithmetical operation? The only flag which is going to get affected is the parity flag, ORL A comma hash data. So this is going to be the OR operation instruction. Now here I am going to just change the source, how we are going to specify in the instruction, like how in the AND operation we had. On the same lines you are going to have over here ORL A comma RN, register addressing mode. I am saying that there is a data in the working register, maybe R0, R1, R2 up to R7, and the content of that particular working register will get ANDed with the ORed with the contents of the accumulator, and the result is going to be placed in the accumulator. Length of the instruction is going to be 1 byte. So I think no need to give the example, you can refer the previous one only. The way how I am specifying the source operand is different, that's it. Okay. Now the next instruction, say it's going to be the direct addressing mode, wherein I am going to say that I am going to give in the instruction the address of the memory location as a part of the instruction. I am going to say that in that particular memory location there is a data. Take that data and take the data of the accumulator, perform the OR operation and place the result in the accumulator. So this is going to be the meaning of ORL A comma direct. Okay. Next I can have, what is the length of the instruction over here in the direct? It's going to be 2 bytes because you are going to write over here 8-bit address and the opcode is going to take 1 byte. So total will be the 2 byte instruction. Okay. Next one, we'll go for the indirect addressing mode, wherein I am going to specify the source operand indirectly. I am going to say that in R0 or R1, what are R0 and R1? They are the memory pointers. Okay, those are having certain address and in that particular address there is a data. Take that particular data, OR it with the contents of the accumulator and place the result in the accumulator. This is going to be the OR operation. Okay, now like how we had in the AND operation, the destination was the direct address and here the source was the accumulator. Instead of ANL I am having over here ORL, it performs the OR operation. The content of the accumulator will get ORed with the contents of the memory location whose address is specified in the instruction and the result will be placed in the direct address only. Okay, so this is going to be the meaning. What is the length of the instruction? It is 2 byte. Here I am going to write one address and the opcode is going to take 1 byte and the total length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes. Okay, next one. ORL direct comma hash data. Direct comma hash data. So the immediate data specified in the instruction will get ORed with the contents of the memory location whose address is part of the instruction and the result will be placed in the direct address, in the destination address only. So here the length of the instruction is going to be 3 bytes because immediate data is going to take 1 byte. The direct address is going to take 1 byte. Both are user defined. We have to reserve 2 memory locations, 2 bytes. And the opcode is going to take 1 byte. So the total length of the instruction is going to be 3 bytes. And here none of the flags are going to get affected. Accumulator nothing is going to be loaded or taken up. So none of the flags are going to get affected. Here also after the execution Content of the accumulator is not going to get changed. What is getting changed? The contents of the memory location. So none of the flags are going to get affected over here in this particular instruction. Now this is going to be the OR operation. Now we'll move on to the next one. Next one, wherein you are going to have XOR operation. You're going to have XOR operation. What it is? XOR logically. XOR logically. A comma. The source, how I am going to specify? It may be the immediate addressing mode instruction. It may be the register mode addressing. It may be the direct or it may be the indirect addressing mode. Here the XOR operation is going to be performed between the 2 bytes bitwise. Okay. If you remember the truth table of the XOR, if both are equal, the output is 0. If both are not equal, the output will be 1. If both are equal, the output is going to be 0. So this is going to be the truth table of the XOR operation. ಇದು ನೆನಪಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you can remember y is equal to a b bar plus a bar b. This is going to be the Boolean expression for the XOR truth table. Okay, anyone you can remember. Okay, now this you have to remember, because in order to write the result, what the result is going to come, you should know that one. So you should remember the truth table of all the gates actually. XRL A comma. Let me write over here immediate data. Immediate data. So what's going to happen? The immediate data specified in the instruction gets XORed with the contents of the accumulator, and the result is going to be placed in the accumulator. See, I will go on changing how I am going to specify the source operand. Every time when I change the source, how I am going to specify in the instruction, after the execution, the accumulator content is going to get changed. So we are not performing the arithmetical operation, so carry flag, auxiliary carry flag, overflow flag is not going to get affected. The only flag which gets affected is the parity flag. See, I am saying right from the data transfer instructions, whenever we load any data, whenever we change the contents of the accumulator, the only flag which is going to get affected without performing the arithmetical operation is the parity flag. Okay. Now, XRL A comma hash data. A comma hash data. So what's going to happen? The immediate data specified in the instruction gets XORed with the contents of the accumulator. Let me give you the example for this one. Say in the accumulator, I am loading 55 hex. I am loading 55 hex, 55 hex. And now if I write XOR logically accumulator content with the immediate data, say let me take AA hex. Now, what's going to happen? What is there in the accumulator? Accumulator is having 5. 5 ಅಂತಂತಂದ್ರೆ 0101, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 5 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 0101, 5 hex. What the immediate data is? The immediate data is AA hex, that is 1010. This is going to be AA hex. Okay. Now, perform the XOR operation. If both are not equal, then the output will be high. Hige bardiದೆ truth table. See, you can see over here, all the bits are not equal. So, I am going to get as a result, in bartade FF hex. Where it will be stored? This is the result. Where it will be stored? It will be stored in the accumulator. The result is going to be stored in the accumulator. Right? Which flag is going to get affected? Only the parity flag. You can see there are 8 ones, even number of ones. So the parity flag will be equal to 0. Right? So this is going to be the XOR operation meaning. XOR opcode function ಮಾಡೋದು ಇದೆ. But the way how I am going to specify the source is going to be the different one. It will be supported by, say, the register addressing mode. Say that is RN. What's going to happen? The contents of the register will get XORed with the contents of the accumulator, and the result will be placed in the accumulator. Right? So the type of the addressing mode is register addressing mode. Length of the instruction is going to be 1 byte. Which flag? Parity flag. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next one. How I am going to specify now the source operand? I am going to specify the address of the memory location where the data is residing. The content of that particular address will get XORed with the contents of the accumulator, and the result will be placed in the accumulator. Direct addressing mode, length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes. The parity flag will get affected. Now, I'm going to specify source operand using indirect addressing mode. That is, I'm going to use either R0 or R1 as a memory pointer. I'm going to say that they are having certain address. In that address, the source data is residing. Take that particular content of that address and XOR it with the contents of the accumulator and place the result in the accumulator. What is the length of the instruction? It's going to be 1 byte. Type of the addressing mode is immediate addressing mode. Okay. This is going to be the 4 instructions wherein you have seen that the destination is the accumulator. Now I am going to write in the destination, that is the memory location address, and here the source can be either the immediate data or the accumulator. So what's going to happen? Accumulator content will get XORed with the contents of the memory location whose address is specified in the instruction, performs the XOR operation, and where the result is going to be placed, it is going to be placed in the memory location. So here the type of the addressing mode is direct addressing mode. Fine. Length of the instruction is going to be, this is 1 byte and the opcode is going to take 1 byte. So total length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes. Okay. Now instead of accumulator, I am going to take the immediate data. Immediate data. So what's going to happen? The immediate data specified in the instruction gets XORed with the contents of the memory location whose address is specified in the instruction will get XORed, and the result is going to be placed in the address which is specified in the instruction. What is the length of the instruction? Length of the instruction is going to be 3 bytes because immediate data will be 1 byte, the address will be 1 byte, the opcode will be always 1 byte. So total length of the instruction is going to be 3 bytes. Okay. So here flag, यहाँ flag effect ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವ flag में effect ಆಗಲ್ಲ, parity flag में effect ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ accumulator content ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. So parity flag is also not going to get affected. In fact, you have to say none of the flags are going to get affected over here. So this is going to be the XOR operation. Now we'll go for the next one. This is also a logical instruction, swap A. Swap A. So what is this swap A instruction is going to do? This particular instruction, when executed, it exchanges the lower nibble with the higher nibble. It exchanges the lower nibble with the higher nibble. Say I have loaded in the accumulator certain data FB hex 0 FB hex. Now if I write swap A, then what's going to happen? Right? Accumulator ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ FB ಇದೆ. Accumulator ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ FB, not the Facebook, FB ಇದೆ. Swap ಅಂತ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣನೇ BF, it is going to become BF. We'll move on to the next instruction, CPLA, complement the contents of the accumulator. So complement means what? It is similar to that of the NOT operation, NOT gate operation. Whatever will be the contents of the accumulator, that will be complemented. If I want to give the example, say if I have loaded accumulator with 00 hex, I have loaded accumulator with 00 hex. Now if I write complement A, what is there in the accumulator? 00 hex. Let me write it in the binary 0000000. Now if I say complement, then all 0 will become 1 and all 1s are going to become 0. Here at least I am having all the 8 zeros. So I am going to have 8 1s over here, which means that the accumulator will have FF hex. The source is a register, that is accumulator. Destination is also a register. So what kind of addressing mode it is supported? It is supported by the register addressing mode. Length of the instruction is going to be 1 byte. Have in mind, complement instruction works only on the contents of the accumulator. It cannot work on the immediate data. It cannot work on the contents of the working registers. It cannot work on the contents of any memory location. Only it works on the contents of the accumulator. Whenever I want to take one's complement of a number, then I am going to go for this particular instruction, complement. It is equivalent to the NOT gate operation. Okay, so this is going to be the complement. Which flag is going to get affected? The parity flag is going to get affected. We'll move on to the next instruction. Again, this particular instruction is going to work only on the contents of the accumulator. It's going to work only on the contents of the accumulator. Clear the accumulator. Clear the accumulator. So what's going to happen here? Whatever the data which is going to be loaded in the accumulator, that will be made equal to 0 when this instruction gets executed. So this is going to be the clear instruction. So here type of the addressing mode is register addressing mode. Length of the instruction is going to be 1 byte. Since the contents of the accumulators are going to get changed, the parity flag is going to get affected. So this is going to be the clear accumulator. It works swap instruction, complement instruction and the clear instruction works only on the contents of the accumulator. We'll move on to the next one. Wherein again we are going to discuss about the logical operation only. But the difference is that till now whatever I have discussed, that was working on the byte. Now you are going to see the instructions which are going to perform the logical operation, but they are going to work on the bit. So the instructions are going to be called as Boolean instructions. Okay, they are going to handle the bit. That's why it's going to be called as Boolean. What operation they are going to perform? The same logical operation, right? We'll discuss that one. First, and logically, C, B, and logically C, B. What is this? C stands for the carry flag. And B is nothing but the bit address. You have so many bit addressable registers. Say for example, accumulator is bit addressable, the ports are bit addressable, and you have in the internal RAM right from 20 to 2F, that is 16 bytes, which are having the bit addresses for each and every memory location bit. So that address I can use over here. So the bit address content will get ANDed with the contents of the carry flag. And where the result is going to be stored? The result is going to be stored in the carry flag. That means I am going to alter the status of the carry with the help of this particular instruction ANL C, B. What is B? B is nothing but the bit address. And what is C? C is nothing but the carry flag. The content of the bit address will get ANDed with the contents of the carry flag, and the result is going to be placed in the carry flag. Here this address, here I am going to specify any address. So this is going to take 1 byte and the opcode is going to take 1 byte. So total length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes. Okay, and what kind of addressing mode it is using? Direct addressing mode, because I am going to write over here the direct address of what? Of a bit. It may be any SFR's bit addressable bit address, or it may be the bit address in the bit addressable area of the internal RAM, whichever may be. So I am going to write over here the address. So direct addressing mode, and it is going to work on the single bit, not on the byte. So this is going to be the bit instruction or the Boolean instructions. You can have in your question paper, explain any 5 bit handling instructions. There you can go for this one, and logically C, B. Right? Now I am going to change the places. You can see over here. Here the source is the carry flag and the destination is the bit address. Okay, the content of the carry flag will get ANDed logically with the contents of the bit address, and the result is going to be placed in the bit only. In that particular address of the bit, whatever we have specified, it is going to get stored there only. So here again, the type of the addressing mode is direct addressing mode. Length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes because the bit address is going to take 1 byte and the opcode is going to take 1 byte. So the length of the instruction is going to be 2 byte. Previous instruction destination ಏನಿತ್ತು ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಫ್ಲಾಗ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಫ್ಲಾಗ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಫ್ಲಾಗ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಫ್ಲಾಗ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅದು ಒಂದೇ only the carry flag is going to get affected, but here you can see the destination is the bit address. So none of the flags are going to get affected when this instruction gets executed. Okay, now instead of AND we can have the OR logical operation. or logically what? Or logically, that is, say whatever is there in the carry flag will get ORed with the contents of the bit address, and the result is going to be placed in the same bit location only, right? So this is going to perform the OR operation. Type of the addressing mode is direct addressing mode. Length of the instruction is 2 bytes, and none of the flags are going to get affected over here. Next one. Let me change, that is C, B. C, B. What is going to happen over here? The content of the bit address, whichever the bit address may be, as I said, it may be any bit addressable SFRs, it may be any bit addressable internal RAM area. That particular address content will get ORed with the contents of the carry flag, and the result is going to be placed in the carry flag. The result is going to be placed in the carry flag. Okay. So here the carry flag is going to get affected. The addressing mode is direct addressing mode. Okay. The length of the instruction is going to be again 2 bytes. So here one more instruction I am going to have, ORL C, B bar or slash B. What's going to happen? Say here the complement of the content of the bit address. The complement of the content of the bit address. Complement andre yado ಒಂದು bit location ಅದ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Say internal RAM addresses ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ 20 ಇಂದ 2F ತನಕ ನನಗೆ internal RAM bit addressable area. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕತ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು 06 hex ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕತ್ತೀನಿ. Say I have written in this particular 06 hex I have written 1. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಅದದು, ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ನಾನು ಏನಂತ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ 1 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿನಿ. Now if I write ORL C, slash 06 hex, then what's going to happen? 06 hex the content ಏನದ ಮೊದಲು ನೋಡ್ತದೆ 1. It will take the complement of that one. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ 0 ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. That 0 will be ORed with the contents of the carry flag, and the result is going to be placed in the carry flag. So it means this is supported by direct addressing mode, and which flag is going to get affected? The carry flag is going to get affected. There is difference between ORL C, 06 hex, ORL C, slash 06 hex. There is difference. What is this? Here directly the content of the bit location will be ORed with the carry flag, but here the complement of the content of the bit address will get ORed with the carry flag, and the result is going to be placed in the carry flag. Which flag will be affected? Carry flag will be affected. Addressing mode is direct addressing mode. And what is the length of the instruction? This is 1 byte and this is 1 byte. So total length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes. Similarly, I can have the instruction instead of OR, I can have the AND logical instruction, ANL C, slash B. Again the same thing, instead of performing the OR, we are going to have over here the AND operation. The content of the complement of the content of the bit location will get ANDed with the contents of the carry flag, and the result is going to be placed in the carry flag. Direct addressing mode, and which flag will get affected? The carry flag is going to get affected. And what is the length of the instruction? The bit address is going to be 1 byte and the opcode is going to take 1 byte. So total length of the instruction is going to be 2 byte. We have in the Boolean instruction, data transfer instruction, that is move C, B and move B, C. What is the data transfer instruction? What we are doing over here? We are transferring a bit. B stands for the bit address. The content of that particular location will get transferred to the carry flag. The content of the bit address will get transferred to the carry flag. And here what's going to happen? Whatever is there in the carry flag, that will get transferred, that will get moved, copied into the bit address. So here I am going to write the address. Here also I am going to write the address. So the type of the addressing mode is direct addressing mode. Here the carry flag is going to get affected. Here none of the flags are going to get affected. What is the length of the instruction? 2 bytes, because I am going to specify over here the address, the bit address. So the bit address will take 1 byte and the opcode is going to take 1 byte. So total length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes over here. So this is going to be the Boolean instructions wherein you are having the data transfer. Okay. Now, we'll move on to the next. Set the bit. Say I can write over here C. Set the bit. Carry flag. As the name itself is saying, set. The carry flag, whatever may be its status, either 0 or 1, whatever it is, when this instruction gets executed, the carry flag will read 1. The carry flag status will be equal to 1. So when this instruction gets executed, the flag which is going to get affected is the carry flag. Carry flag, length of the instruction is 1 byte. Length of the instruction is 1 byte. Since I am specifying over here the bit register name, that is C, the flag register, flag bit C. The type of the addressing mode is register addressing mode, and the length of the instruction is going to be 1 byte. Which flag is going to get affected? That is the carry flag is going to get affected. Next, instead of carry flag, I can write over here the bit address. What it is? See, whatever may be the content of the bit address we have specified, that particular content will become 1. It will get set. Here, the type of the addressing mode is direct addressing mode. Length of the instruction, here I am going to write the address, so 1 byte. The opcode is going to have 1 byte. So total length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes. Okay. None of the flags are going to get affected over here because I am changing the content of the memory location bit. For that reason, you are not going to have any flags which are going to get affected. Instead of set, I can have clear the bit. Clear the bit ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವುದು ಬಿಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ನ ಬರ್ದಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಆ ಬಿಟ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತದೆ 0 ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So that is going to be the thing. Here the type of the addressing mode is direct addressing mode. Length of the instruction is going to be 2 bytes. None of the flags are going to get affected. Similarly, instead of this I can have clear C. And the carry flag na ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ 0 ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Carry flag content will be made equal to 0, right? So this particular type of the addressing mode is register addressing mode. Length of the instruction is going to be 1 byte. Which particular flag is going to get affected? The carry flag is going to get affected. So this is going to be the clear C. We'll move on to the next one. Rotate instructions. So this particular rotate instructions, you're going to have 8-bit rotate instructions and 9-bit rotate instructions. 8-bit rotate instructions and 9-bit rotate instructions. So let me first discuss about the 8-bit rotation and then we'll go for the 9-bit. So you're going to have rotate right, and these instructions will work only on the contents of the accumulator. It's going to work only on the contents of the accumulator. So let me take an example. Say a accumulator is a 8-bit register. You all know this one. It's a 8-bit register. You're going to have, this is the 7th bit, that is the MSB bit, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. Whenever I say rotate right, then the 7th bit will get shifted to the 6th one. 6th bit will come to 5th. 5th will come to 4th. 4th will be the 3rd, and 3rd will come to the 2nd, and 2nd will come to 1, and 1 will come to the least significant bit, and this particular least significant bit will come to the MSB bit. This is rotate right the contents of the accumulator. See, these instructions, rotate instructions, will work only on the contents of the accumulator. They are going to work only on the contents of the accumulator. And this is 8-bit rotation, because what I am doing over here is I am rotating the content of the accumulator which is having 8-bit in. So it's an 8-bit rotation. So here what's going to happen? LSB bit will come to the MSB bit. MSB bit will go to the next 6th bit, and 6th bit will become 5th. 5th will become 4th. Like that you are going to have the rotate right the contents of the accumulator. Say I am having the data in the accumulator. I am having certain data in the accumulator. Say 1011 0000. So this is the data I have loaded in the accumulator. Now if I say rotate right accumulator, then what's going to happen? See, LSB bit will come to MSB. Okay, LSB bit will come to MSB, that is it will become 0. And this will get shifted to the next lower place. Okay, that is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. So this is going to be the data. Once when I rotate the contents of the accumulator, then what's going to happen? Permanently the contents of the accumulator is going to get changed. Fine. This is going to be the rotate right. We'll move on to the next one. That is rotate left the contents of the accumulator. Rotate left the contents of the accumulator. Again, it's an 8-bit rotation. But now what's going to happen? The LSB bit will come to the higher position. That is the first bit position. First bit will get moved to the second. Second will get moved to third. Third will come to the fourth, fifth, sixth. And MSB bit is going to come to the LSB. Okay, MSB bit will become the LSB, and all these particular bits are going to get moved towards the left 1 bit by 1 bit position. This is going to be the rotate left accumulator. Now we'll move on to the next one, that is 9-bit rotation. So here in this particular 9-bit rotation, let me first take rotate right the contents of the accumulator through carry. Rotate right the contents of the accumulator through carry. So here we are going to have accumulator 8-bit and the carry which is going to be 1 bit. Totally you are going to have 9 bits which are going to be involved in the rotation. So these are going to be called as the 9-bit rotate instructions. Okay. So now what's going to happen? So this is going to be the carry flag. And this is going to be the accumulator wherein I am going to have the MSB bit. Next the 6th, 5th, 4th, 3, 2, 1, and this is going to be the least significant bit. So how the things are going to work? Rotate right. Whatever is the status of the carry flag, that will become the MSB bit. MSB bit will get moved to the 6th bit position. 6th bit will become the 5th. 5th will come to 4th. 4th will come to 3rd. 3rd will come to the 2nd. 2nd will come to the 1st bit. And 1st bit will come to the LSB bit. And LSB bit is going to be copied into the carry flag. So what's going to happen in the rotate right the accumulator through carry? The LSB bit is coming to the carry flag status. And whatever is there in the carry flag, that is getting moved to the MSB bit, and likewise all the bits are going to get moved to the next lower bit position. So this is going to be the rotate right the accumulator through the carry. On the same lines, I am going to have the rotate left accumulator through carry. Say again, I am going to show over here, this is the carry flag. And I am going to have the accumulator content wherein this is going to be the MSB bit and all the 8 bits, and this is the LSB bit. So what's going to happen over here? Rotate the left through carry. So MSB bit will come to the carry flag status, and whatever is there in the carry flag previously, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಅದರ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಏನೇ ಇರಲಿ 0 or 1 whatever it is, that will get copied into the LSB. LSB will get shifted to the higher bit position, that is first bit. First bit will come to the second, second will come to the third, third will come to fourth, fourth will come to the fifth, fifth will come to sixth, and sixth will become the MSB bit. So this is going to be the rotate the left the accumulator through carry. So these are going to be the rotate instructions.